Hi everyone. This is just a very short video kind of introduction to the case study that you'll find for Unit 3, all about Lower Fort Garry National Historic Site found in Manitoba, just outside of Winnipeg, um, the capital of Manitoba. And to just give you a very short kind of background, it's located in southern Manitoba, the site, and you'll see a lot of this information on the case study. Built between 1831 and 1848, where the first Western Canada treaty between the Canadian government and Indigenous people was signed. It's been a National Historic Site since 1950s. So you can go on and look at it. These are just some images of the actual site. Clearly in the middle of summer. They do reenactments there, so they have people dress up in period costume and they talk to them about what it was like. This particular case is one that I personally experienced when I was working with Parks Canada. And so I wanted to just present it to all of you and see what you might have done if you were in the same situation that I was in at the time. Um, what was the problem? So in the 1970s, they were annually, they would have over 300,000 people visiting the site. Then admission fees were introduced, so this kind of went down to a third to a half, so 100,000 to 150,000. But okay, things kind of stabilized there. But then they dropped off again, down to about 40,000 annually. So you can see it's quite a drop from the heydays, quite a drop even from when the admission fees were first introduced to where they are now. And one of the groups that they lost the most were Manitobans. Manitobans had really dropped off going to this Lower Fort Garry. So, and there was some perception, some ideas from people at the site. They figured some of them thought, okay, maybe it's other attractions in Manitoba, maybe it's Sunday shopping, which wasn't always possible. I know this is back a few years, but Sunday shopping wasn't always possible. When that came out, maybe that's why people stopped coming. But really, they had no solid idea of what was causing this drop in visitors. So I was asked to come in to do some research to find out, what was going on, why had the visitation dropped so drastically. So you'll find, and here's some more images, bit of a sense there. There's a map kind of showing you where it's located. So just north or northeast of Winnipeg. But for you, for the discussion, if you were brought in, what would you have done? Um, what are some of the key things you need to be thinking about before you start doing the research project? What are some of the questions that you would need to answer or need to have answered? What are some of the things you might want to find out from the management at the site before you even begin? And thinking about all those different W's that we were talking about, um, how might all those different W's affect how you would conduct the research? So I want you to go through all that. The other thing, it would be great if You even take a look at some of the responses from others and maybe, either connect up with others and comment on how some of their ideas, maybe ask questions if somebody suggests doing something. Maybe you want to ask somebody else, okay, what did you mean by this? Or have you thought about this other thing? So rather than taking this discussion as being, all individual, try to think of yourselves as all being part of the same group and you're all trying to work together towards developing this research project. All right, so good luck with this. And again, I'll jump in partway through and kind of ask questions and guide things along. Okay, take it easy.